Ant-Man is directed by Peyton Reed and stars Paul Rudd, Michael Douglas, Evangeline Lilly and Corey Stoll. So many people were worried about how Ant-Man was going to ultimately turn out. Since Edgar Wright left the project right before the beginning of shooting, people were skeptical about Peyton Reed stepping in last minute to handle directing duties. This skepticism is completely justified and fans had every reason in the world to be worried, but was the end product good? Yeah, it was pretty great. This movie is pretty awesome. And not only is it the Marvel heist movie, but it's just a great film in general. I think it was a great idea to set up the Ant-Man character at the very end of Phase 2. We follow Scott Lang, who is the second Ant-Man from the comics, who is portrayed by Paul Rudd, who is a criminal who isn't necessarily a bad guy, as he was just taking money from the rich and giving to the poor, similar to a Robin Hood style character. He is then turned on to a new heist which leads him to finding the Ant-Man suit, and then his adventure begins. Paul Rudd is so great as Scott Lang. I wasn't the biggest fan of the casting when it was first announced, but boy did he prove me wrong, and I'm glad he did, because he's such a likeable guy, and in this role he just looks so vulnerable, but just so adorable at the same time. Everyone else in this movie is absolutely solid. The cast is unbeatable. Michael Douglas as Hank Pym, aka the first Ant-Man, is fantastic, and he plays kind of a mentor role for Scott, which is a brilliant idea and brilliantly executed. Hank's daughter, Hope, is played by Evangeline Lilly, and she was a very strong and convincing female lead, which I was really happy to see in this film. And you just have to see the mid-credit scene involving her, as her future is very exciting indeed, and that's what the end mid-credit scene links towards, and you'll get to see that come to fruition soon. A special mention goes out to Scott's crew in this movie. These guys are such a cool and also hilarious group of people who are all so diverse and different but similar at the same time. Kurt and Dave are brilliantly played by characters, but oh my god, Michael Peña's Luis Lopez is one of my favourite characters in the whole of the MCU, and definitely my favourite in this film. I've always been a huge fan of Michael, but his comedic timing is so on point, and the run-on conversation joke is used just enough where it's hilarious but not overdone. This is also one of the most visually stunning MCU films. This is because Ant-Man is of course a character who shrinks, so seeing him super small in these huge environments is really special and unique. Also, the scene at the end of the movie, this is a bit of a spoiler here, but the scene at the end of the movie where Scott goes subatomic is beautifully done. It's quite a similar scene to one of the many scenes in Doctor Strange, to give you a comparison, but I think that proves that Peyton Reed is a great choice to direct, and his comedy background also shows throughout the film, and that's really great. Overall, I think Ant-Man is a really great and really fun film. Nothing astonishing, get the Ant-Man reference there, but still a good time nonetheless. All the performances definitely carry the movie, as without them this film may not have been as done as well, but those performances mixed in with the comedy, especially Michael Peña, make this a really good Marvel movie. And with all that said, I give Ant-Man the grade of a B-, as it's really good, but not up there with some of the other great Marvel movies such as Captain America the Winter Soldier, The Avengers, or Captain America Civil War.